Welcome to TUF Talk, the show where we break down the Ultimate Fighter episode by episode, every punch, every kick, and every meltdown. Whether you're Team DC or Team Chael P, you know this season's gonna be stacked, and we're here to give you our unfiltered reactions, predictions for next week, and a few shots along the way. So grab your favorite drink, lock in for the ride, and let's talk tough, because this is TUF Talk, where the fights are fierce, the takes hit harder than a knockout punch, and the conversation never pulls guard. And now your hosts, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and Nano, a.k.a. Jive Turkey Nano. What is up, fight fans? Welcome back to another episode of the MMAnomaly Show, no filter, or actually, should we call it TUF Talk? Folks, we are here for another post-TUF recap show, folks. That's right. We are here to talk tough. We are here to just bask in the glory of the fight that we just saw, as well as some really great tidbits and knowledge dropped on these folks by these guest coaches, right? Really, really solid showing, and I've got the co-host with the most with me, Jive Turkey Nano. How we doing, brother?
Let's go. Doing great, brother. Fantastic and super excited knowing we're going to be in the flesh live in Viva Las Vegas tomorrow and for the rest of the week here. I'm excited, man. Shout out Rob Rex. We see you in the chat as well. What up? We see y'all trickling in, man. I'm feeling good, living better, my brother. You know, I got Bruce Lee on the shirt. I reckon it's going to be a good day. Got the sun's out, guns out. Did just come out from the gym, so partially why. But my man, it was a great, tough episode, and I'm ready to dive on in with you, brother.
It was, man. Yeah, so this week in TUF, it was another showcase win for the man, the myth, the legend, Daniel Cormier. But before we jump into the fight itself, I'd be remiss if we didn't jump into the kind of prelude to the fight, what happened beforehand, right? And also, we got to talk just a little bit about last week's episode, because I was out of town. We didn't get to do a TUF Talk for last week. So before we jump into this week's, I do want to touch base on what happened last week. Huge weight miss, right? And then Chael Sonnen, being the G that he is, drops $12,500 for his fighter to be able to compete. I mean, we've never seen a coach do this before in TUF history, and that's just such a Chael move, bro. What a baller.
Yeah, what a baller move for sure. I'll be honest, I actually didn't even tune into that one. So just hearing that information now live on camera makes me just definitely appreciate Chael that much more. Do we know, or do we remember how much the weight cut miss?
He missed by 6 pounds.
Oh,
he missed by 6 pounds. He stopped cutting halfway through the day, and literally they called Chael. Chael's like, I'm on my way. He gets there, he walks up to him, and he's like, oh yeah, man, no water coming out? All right. I'll take care of it. He walks away, pulls out his phone. He's like, Daniel, this is Chael. Look, my fighter's not going to make weight today. We're not going to make it. He's not sweating. He's dried up. He's up by 6 pounds right now. That is what it is. I know you have the option to walk away from this and win by forfeit, but I want to offer to make it right for your fighter. I'm willing to pay $1,000 per pound that my fighter is over, if your fighter's willing to take the fight. And he's like, I don't like this at all. Let me call my fighter. So that he like three-ways the fighter, who's in the sauna cutting weight next to Chiesa. And he's like, so here's the deal. He explains it to him, and he looks at Chiesa, and Chiesa's like, get that fucking money. And he's all, how do you feel about $2,500 per pound? And Chael's like, all right. Yeah. $2,500 per pound. By my math, that's $12,500, yeah? And the fighter's like, yes, sir. He's like, all right. I will have it delivered to you at the weigh-ins when you're on the scale in a white envelope. All cash. Daniel Cormier counted it.
Legend.
And he's like, Daniel's like, you owe me. He's like, no, I don't. I made it right with your fighter. We're done. We're done here, you and me. Chael's such a boss, bro. Literally, DC's walking up to shake hands. He's like, you owe me. He's like, no, you and me. We're done here. I made it right with the fighter.
I paid my debt.
Chael's the GOAT for that. Even though the guy scammed me, I remember Ortega gave his coach bonus out and had Dana double it. Yeah, dude. Like, dude's a beast. Like Chill's an absolute beast, man. Just hard not to respect that guy at the very least. So this week we had Team Cormier's Kazakhstan's very own Alibi Idris coming in, taking on Chelsanen's fighter fighting out of Uzbekistan, Furkatbek Yokhubov. Fun names. Gotta be honest with you. I definitely practiced those in the mirror this morning. Yeah, man, this was a banger of an episode. Curious to hear your thoughts on kind of the coaching that they're bringing in this season. I love that they're bringing in these different coaches from previous eras. And I mean, seeing these kids light up whenever they see Brandon Moreno come in there and get to roll around with them and teach them some stuff. That's gotta be just god-awfully inspiring, man.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I think that's the best way to describe it, is that it's inspiring, it's awe-inspiring, and it adds to the narrative of the importance of it. And a lot of these people have accomplished great things. I think it's one thing to have an alumnus, but for any sports fan or just anyone that can appreciate competition or competitors at the highest level, it's like, hey, these people have gone out there and they've accomplished it all. Like, if that's not motivating, I don't know what else is. But it's also a good friendly reminder to a lot of us, maybe new viewership or lifelong fans of MMA, and knowing that everyone's road starts somewhere, right? And no better example of that than a Brandon Moreno, who we got to see obviously showcase a little bit of himself, some of his kind of tricks of the trade or drills or things he likes to look for or do. As someone that's diving into the golf game, I think I can appreciate more and more hearing about specific drills and what their thoughts are, or what he's kind of going through as far as his body mechanisms when he's trying to get that takedown, or he's using his textbook boxing technique to help with the body lock and to make it more likely to score that takedown and to stay in a dominant position. It's just chess in this game, and it was fun hearing Brandon's hamster wheel spin a little bit, and where that championship pedigree comes from. So yeah, brother, I love it. Not only just the coaches, but then even DC pulling out his I guess you could call it his celebrity card and his ESPN card, and pulling in one of my football guys as well, Ryan Clark. I shouldn't say my guy because I'm a Raider fan, but he's a Pittsburgh Steeler guy. So it's just, we're not necessarily I know, man, I know. But real recognize real, okay? And Ryan Clark is a real one, Super Bowl champion. But things like that, I mean, when else would
Louisiana guy, yeah?
That? Yep, absolutely. Went to LSU. You heard me. But talk to me, my brother, as I continue to ramble here and just reiterate how motivating it is to have such great alum on the show. What were your thoughts, takeaways, and what else stood out to you? And let the people know on this TUF Talk.
Yeah, man. I completely agree with you. I think it's awe-inspiring, and having these guys, like a celebrity as big as RC on the show, like having this guy come and give a motivational speech essentially to these guys. Like, sure, does he step in the octagon and fight? No, but he steps on the gridiron, right? He's part of that gridiron gang, and it shows. Like, he's got mental toughness for days, and that's what you need in this fight game. It is a game of chess, very often, more often than not. So to have him be able to come in there and spread knowledge is just fantastic. But to have somebody like Brandon Moreno, who came on tough, lost his first fight, made his way into the UFC anyways, lost 2 fights then, got cut, made his way back into the UFC and became one of the greatest flyweights we've ever seen do it. I mean, put some respect on his name, and he also shows that success is not a straight path. There's a lot of people that get a lot of speed bumps along the way. A lot of people take that left turn at Albuquerque, right? Whenever they should have taken the right, as Bugs Bunny would say. But I digress. You can still end up in the right place by going the wrong route, or a different route, so to speak. And that's definitely the story of Brandon Moreno personified. So I absolutely love seeing him come out there and speak to these guys. He is inspirational as all get out. And like you said, like, getting to see the hamster wheel turn a little bit, right? Like, getting to get to peer inside of his mind and see kind of how he thinks about these situations, these scrambles, these exchanges. That moment when he was down on his, like, drop down to a knee and he's like, all I have is this, and he like snaps that opponent near him. Like, that quick instinct second is the difference between being a winner and a loser in this sport. And man, he's just got winner written all over him. And it's because of the time he's put in, the effort, the energy, the blood, the sweat, the tears that he shed getting to this point, the upper echelon. Huge fan of that man and all that he's done in his career so far, and will continue to do. I mean, if you look in the backdrop, you can tell I'm a big Lego guy, so big fan of that part of him too. Now, moving forward into the actual fight, like I said, Team Cormier represented by Kazakhstan, Chael Sonnen represented by Uzbekistan. Both guys are Muslim, which I thought was intriguing. There's not a lot of Muslims in the house this season. There's only 3 of them to my knowledge. And they ended up pairing 2 out of 3 to fight each other. Just very interesting kind of falling of the swords, right? But it is what it is. These guys didn't want to fight each other, but they powered through and made it happen. That's what you have to do ultimately in the fight game. Sometimes you have to fight your friends. Leroy! Sun's out, guns out, baby. You already know what it is.
Hell yeah.
He's Vegas ready.
Damn straight.
He is Vegas ready, boys. So yeah, man, this was an intriguing one. But curious to hear your thoughts on that first round. We'll just jump right into it.
It was a fun first round. It was a hell of a fight. I think even leading into the fight, it definitely, again, pulled on the heartstrings, made you want to root for both of these fighters as individuals, rooting for their story, kind of seeing their why. To sum it up quickly, both motivated by family. Seeing one Alibai's mother, seeing Furkdabek's family, everything was very fun, very heartwarming and touching. But all to say, man, that first round definitely felt like the striker was going to go out there and be able to maybe have some dominance, but it really was only a matter of time. And I think the patience, like we were kind of talking about earlier, for Idris, for Alibi, that was his alibi here for the victory, was to go out and eventually get to the wrestling game, weather the storm. And I think and it was hard because I was really just watching the fight more so than watching the clock, but it does feel like the wrestling towards the end of the round kind of stole it, even though I did feel like his opponent there was winning when it comes to the strikes. And I think I always want to see a third round. You don't see it often, but I think I did lean the wrestler there after that first one. What were your thoughts, my brother, leading in here and breaking down that first round? How'd you see it?
We got S-Dogs MMA Talk in the chat right now. The fucking boys. What's up, brother? He said, Nano, take that top off, brother. For the people, of course. Not for him, for the people.
Let's go.
Man, let's go. For the people. S-Dogs MMA Talk. For the people. Let's go. Dude, I cannot fucking wait to see you boys in Vegas. Remind us, what time do you land tomorrow there, S-Dogs? Can't wait. We'll be bringing some bottles of JMO to the room, buddy. We're fucking ready for us. And yeah, man, I thought the first round was very, very back and forth. I did think that Kazakhstan's own Alibi Idris did just enough to steal that round, as you said, but I thought it was a pretty close round. Going into that second round, though, my goodness. I got to tell you, there was a lot of cheating going on. There was a lot of fence grabs going on, but what was more intriguing to me was, is this the closest we've ever seen Jason Herzog to the action? Like, I felt like he was touching the fighters. I felt like he was like yelling at them. He was instructing them on where to strike. It just felt like he was very involved in a way that he usually is not. It almost felt kind of weird to me. Yeah,
I think I would agree with that, brother. It was odd. It was peculiar, to say the least.
Quite peculiar. Yeah, it was very peculiar. Oh, Thursday morning. I don't know why I thought it was Wednesday morning for you. Fucking Wednesday. It's Thursday. All right, well, you get to miss out on the first night of drinking, you fucking pussy. That's okay. We'll have Sav do your shots for you. She's ready. She's game. She's down for it. We know. Yeah, so again, first round was very, very back and forth. I thought both fighters were actually doing a really good job managing the distance and range in there. But what it all came down to, like you said, was that kind of takedown threat at the end of the round. That's where ultimately Idris was able to steal that away. And it was obvious that Yakubov was trying to throw those big strikes, trying to throw those strong strikes. I also think that him throwing so much behind some of those strikes is what ultimately led to him getting taken down the way that he did, right? You're throwing so much into those strikes. It's body composition. It's body weight management. You're throwing something in. You're leaning forward if you're throwing that and missing. And then that's when someone's able to tuck under and just get an easy pick on you. So smart game plan by Idris. I thought this was going to be a much closer season. I'll be honest. I'm very, very surprised that DC is just starting to kind of run away with it, for lack of better words. But man, I mean, you said you wanted to see a third round and that you typically do want to see a third round, but do you think that the judges made the right call here? It's tough, right? Like there was a point taken for the eye poke too.
Especially with that, I think that was a nail in the coffin. But I do think that, to your point, the wrestling was certainly more more prevalent, more dominant in that second round. So my thought was, hey, maybe the judges can see it, or they could have been torn on that first, and maybe they want to see it there just in case. But at the same time, wasn't surprised when they had the quick answer. And I think we all knew who was going to be winning that one, who was going to be getting their hand raised. So no, I thought that was a fair point. But you know me, we just like to see more. Like to see a third round just in general. So it wouldn't have hurt to see it, but I think we all knew what was happening.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. And speaking of things we love to see, Sav Jelly in the chat, something we always love to see. Hi, my friends. Can't stay. Lots of last-minute stuff to handle before Vegas, baby. But dropping in to leave my like. Well, we appreciate you dropping in to leave your like. And we can't wait to be doing shots with you in Vegas tomorrow with Miss Mary and everyone else in tow. It'll be a great time. It is going to be the best of times. I'll say it may be the worst of times, but we'll find out. Yeah, dude. And our guy S-Dogs asked, how was TUF tonight on the way home? Now, I thought it was a fantastic episode. Was it as good as last week's? No. I would say last week's was probably one of the best episodes of TUF I've ever seen. Just because like the implications, the missing weight, like it was an intense episode. And you know Dana hates it when people miss weight on TUF. He literally is like, this kid blew it. You get one chance at this. This kid blew it. A lot of intensity. But this week's was also a very, very fun watch. It was a good time. And a lot of really, really talented guys this season, man. Very, very stacked season. I mean, after watching the bout between Danil Donchenko and Jeff Cretin, let's see. Or no, sorry. Jeff Cretin fought, who did he fight last week? God, why can't I think of his opponent's name? I digress. Either way, Jeff Cretin was the fucking man last week. I mean, dude walked up and literally told his opponent before the episode started, right? The week before. All I ask is that you promise me best fight of the season. And then his opponent misses weight by 6 pounds and he's like, cool, I'm going to beat that weight off you. And he basically did. Like, he went out there and just, he beat that boy like he owed him 6 pounds. That's for damn sure, man. It was a good time. In this one, you could tell that there was, you know, the guy didn't want to go out there and beat the shit out of his homie. He literally said right before this, he's like, inside the house, like, this is my brother. We're family. Like, we're Muslim brothers. But inside the octagon, like, that's my opponent. I have to do damage. I have to win. And like, there's something special to that. But at the same time, you can tell, right? Like, if it wasn't somebody that he liked and respected at that level, I feel like this alibi guy would have needed an alibi for what he did to the other guy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he'd go out there with bad intent and venom in his hands. But I think we'll see that in the semifinals because there's no chance he faces another Muslim at this point, right? None of his homies. It's just going to be a fight against one of the other dudes in the house that maybe is his homie, but not on that level. So with that being said, what are you thinking about next week's fight? Because we have a banger, I think, on our hands. A little Mexico versus USA action. We got Alex Sanchez from Mexico fighting Team Sonnen's Matt Dixon from USA. And if you've been listening to and watching Matt Dixon and thinking, man, this guy sounds so familiar. Is he like a YouTube content creator or something? No, he fought on Dana White's Contender Series. So that's why you probably recognize him. Matt Dixon is an absolute stud. I know less about Alex Sanchez, obviously, but man, he's Mexican and he made it to TUF. So that's already 2 green flags, in my opinion, when it comes to fighting in the good old UFC. Nano, what are you thinking about this fight next week, man?
It's exactly the way you described it right there, my brother. I see another Mexicano going in there, si se puede. I know he's going to be bringing some violence and definitely wearing his heart on his sleeve. But just in terms of the looks alone, Matt Dixon looks the part, right? Doesn't he? I mean, the guy, he's got a good hairline. He's got chiseled muscles. I know I have the suns out, guns out, but that guy truly deserves to be walking around tankless, shirtless, all the above. But the guy looks legit, and he's been around. They kind of hyped him up to be a heavy-handed striker with again, some relative experience. So we're going to find out. I think they did just enough to tease you. Felt like a Dragon Ball Z episode where, they kind of get you right, show you just enough to get you even more excited for next Tuesday. So with that being said, man, I'm certainly stoked for it. It feels like the fights are continuing to get better and better. Maybe it's just one of those things we're getting more acclimated with it. Each week brings its own little nuance. But in terms of the fight itself and just the two guys going in there, definitely excited to see this matchup. And as you all know, styles make fights, baby. So can't wait.
Styles 100% do make fights. And again, if you forgot who Matt Magic Dixon is, Magic Matt, he was on the Contender Series. He did lose to Orion Kosh, but I mean, Orion Galaxy Kosh, he's a beast, bro. And it was a really good fight. Right? Up until it wasn't. It was a round 3 ground and pound finish for him in there. You got a ground and pound from Crucifix. Nasty stuff. And then, of course, right after he got that win on the Contender Series, they fed that man to Phil Rowe, who knocked him out in the second round. Just 4 minutes, 21 seconds in. But as we saw just a week ago, right? Phil Rowe can do that to most men. I have a corn addiction. Says, hello, everyone. What's up, Corn? What are we doing, man? Corn's good for you, so keep it up. It's a good addiction to have. Confusing picture, though. You say you have a corn addiction, but I'm looking at an eggplant here. Explain yourself. Nano, man, these fights have been really good this season. I feel like, am I alone on a ledge here saying that this might be the best season of TUF in like 10 seasons?
Ooh. So far, it's definitely been pretty solid. It's hard to, 10 years, I'm trying to my brain's going through the entire Rolodex, all the moments. But then again, honestly, short of the Cody Garbrandt Dillashaw, this one feels, in terms of the fights themselves, probably the most entertaining. But there's been some other seasons that have had some good entertainment, right? Obviously, McGregor being around as well. But then, there was definitely a lull for a little bit. I'm liking it, my brother. I definitely would rate this one at least a 9 out of 10 so far. What about you?
Same, dude. I'd give it literally exactly that, a 9 out of 10 so far. It has been not only fun fights, but also very fun build-ups to the fights. The coaches are great. They're not chomping at the bit talking trash to each other because they're not going to fight. Instead, they're just there to lift up their fighters. And when they do kind of have their exchanges or at each other, it's due to their fighters, right? So I absolutely love it, man. Leroy's saying, coming up to midnight here, gonna call it quits, lads. Smash the like button. Much love. Safe travels. Dude, Leroy, we appreciate you always, my friend. Praying, inshallah, that you will be there next year with us, brother. That is, that's like the final piece of the puzzle almost, man. We just need a couple more of you guys from that chat to make it there. And it's gonna be, oh, man, either the best of times or the last time that we leave there as free men, Either way, it'll be one for the memory books, I feel. So, yeah, dude, we've already pretty much covered TUF. And I do feel like that's what the show is about. But there's a bit of a bombshell dropped right now. Little fight announcement. We did get Jean Silva announced to fight our guy, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Diego. Where are you? Sanchez, folks. What a banger. How do you see that one playing out, Nano?
I think you did say Diego Sanchez there, though, which is hilarious. Got to call you out.
Oh, no, I said Sanchez. No. This guy's not training with a cult leader. That's a different Diego. That is a different Diego. We're talking about Diego Lopes. My goodness. I should be talking to my brain where are you? And I'm so sorry.
Put some more respect on Diego Lopez's name. Yeah, man.
Man.
I'm excited, brother. This feels like a number one contender fight written all over it. It feels like it's a hard thing meets a solid fucking rock. You know what I mean? This is, I'm trying to keep it PG here, my brother, but I am juiced up. I am ecstatic.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm harder than a diamond in a snowstorm right now. Fucking freaking Bobby.
Why don't you like white on rice? Yeah, man, it is exactly that. It is exactly that right now. About to pounce all over this fight like a spider monkey. Okay, that's how I'm feeling. Again, feels like a number one contender matchup. And Jean Silva, dude, gut reaction. Like John Silva's a problem, dude. He is a legit, but this is no easy day out for anybody. I mean, Diego Lopes is as tough as it gets. So we're gonna find out. I'm leaning Diego, but we're gonna have our fighting nerds glasses out there in Vegas. So I'd be remiss not to say, you always got to trust them nerds, man. Come on, baby. How you feeling, brother?
Oh, dude, I'm feeling the same exact way, dude. It's tough to bet against these fighting nerds. And look, I'm going to excuse myself for saying Diego Sanchez. This is TUF Talk, okay? Diego Sanchez was on season 2 of TUF, so fuck off.
Okay, all right. It's a stretch, but we'll give it to
you. He's from the TUF alum, okay? I was confused.
That's where your brain was at. All right,
I've been hitting the head a few times, all right? Fucking give me a break. But no, this is going to be a tough fight for Diego. I think Jean is he's, excuse my French, he's a real son of a bitch. He's a tough out for anybody. And I don't like the odds here for Diego because Diego's a scrappy guy and Jean Silva's a flow state fighter. You get a scrapper against a flow state fighter, more often than not, you're going to watch that flow state fighter find and pick holes in that person's striking arsenal and just start to dominate them across the distance. I don't think this fight goes more than 3 rounds. If it's a main event, there's no chance it goes more than the 3 rounds. Can't wait to see the odds on it. As of right now, as a betting man, probably going to take the under on that one. But man, no matter what, I can tell you that I think that's going to be just a fun fight that fans are going to win when it happens. Because, geez, dude, that is just banger. Like I said, I don't think it goes the distance. I think someone's getting rocked. I think someone's getting hurt, and I think someone's going down in emphatic fashion.
Yeah, I mean, I just already picture myself being on the edge of my seat. There's no down moments with a Jean Silva fight at this point. It's really what you've come to realize. And again, Diego Lopes is somebody that's always there. He's not going to shy away from the action. In fact, he's going to try to push the pace, own the center of the octagon, and try to walk you down, get you on your back foot, which is what both these guys like to do. Again, this, I think, stylistically, oh boy, I'm just going to be absolute nerves, absolute just giddy. Every shot I'm going to be jumping like it's a scary movie, one of those thrillers where you're just waiting for someone to jump out of the closet. And yeah, that's where I'm at with this one, brother. Absolute emotions, man. Sweet, sweet emotions over here. Like Aerosmith, baby. Come on.
Sweet emotion. Dude, such a great song. Such a great show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you on all fronts. Now, before we call it close on a show, we are going to be doing a live. We're going to attempt to do a live. Whether or not we'll be coherent and not intoxicated stands to be determined. But we're going to attempt to do a show. We're going to attempt to do one in Vegas. We're going to see how that turns out. Before then, though, Nano, we're obviously going to be placing these bets once we land feet on the ground in Vegas. Some juicy odds on this card. Some really juicy odds on this card. Not sure if you've looked it over at all, but I'm looking it over right now, and I'm just curious. Are there any kind of lock picks that you're feeling, or for that matter, are there any dogs that you feel like are going to be barking in the backyard come Saturday?
Hoo-wee. The dog's always barking, baby. The dog's always barking. But this is definitely going to be a fun one, my brother, as far as just the viewership is concerned. A lot of absolute dogs on this card. But when it comes to betting, I mean, underdogs, I'll tell you what, man. And it's just off the rip, man, I'm not going to lie. There's a couple I like. A Peyton Talbot, I ain't going to lie.
Dude, there's a handful.
Peyton Talbot. And then Brandon Hoyval. I mean, I do like Joshua Van.
Oh, Raw Dog?
I'm definitely going to be edging or hedgeroni in that one.
Yeah.
Because I want to watch it and be happy with the outcome either way. But those are two 1,000%. And then, listen, brother, how do you not throw Dubronx in there as just somebody that you got to at least talk about, right? You got to at least talk about it. Am I going to do it? Probably not.
I know Sav will. Sav's going to be doing it.
Those are two off the rip. Payne Talbot, Brandon.
So those are the main two that I saw as well. I was thinking Peyton Talbot for sure is a good play. Brandon Royval at plus 100 is nice. Hyder's not a bad play either.
Hyder's solid too.
Plus 136. He could definitely beat Jose Delgado. The other one I was looking at was the Joker. Jack Hermanson is a wily son of a gun, and if Gregory can't get him out of there early, could be a long night at the office for RoboCop Rodriguez. Plus 180 is pretty juice.
That's facts. Yeah. It's not bad. Styles make fights, and Jack Hermanson is a stylistic problem for anybody.
He is. I mean, we saw what he went out there and did to a Joe Pyfer. So if he could do that to somebody that strong, he could do that to a RoboCop as well. And then, of course, the biggest dog on the card is Nico Price coming in against Jacoby Smith. If you watched what Jacoby Smith did in that fight, man, just, geez. Nico Price has got his work cut out for him. That's for damn sure. Capri Sterling is the best. Shout out Anomaly and Nano. Dude, shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Keith. Kick him in the head. Let's go. Make sure you guys go on over there and drop a follow, a subscribe, all that good stuff on Kick 'em in the Head MMA podcast, folks. So yeah, man, I've got a shot poured up. We got to do one for the show, you know. I know you'll be doing one with me tomorrow. So cheers to you folks. If you haven't already done so, like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell for notifications so you know when we're live next time when we're in Vegas, folks. And if you are drinking, raise one up with us. Cheers to you.
Salud. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate this tough season. Appreciate you, MMAnomaly.
Good one.
Can't wait to see
Appreciate
you, brother.
you.
Can't wait to see all you UFC fans. If you recognize us, maybe you come across this, maybe you're in Vegas and you're thinking, there's no way these guys are going to be there. We are going to be there as well. So please say hi to us.
We'll be there. We'll have some pins to give out, some Anomaly pins. So come on, stop by. Don't be a stranger. If you are going to International Fight Week, if you are on your way to Vegas this week, drop it in the comments. Let us know. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, shoot us a DM on Instagram or Twitter, X, whatever you call it, at MMAnomaly. Shoot him a message on Twitter as well, at Jive Turkey Nano. And let's link up, folks. We'd love to get a drink together, talk fights, and just interact with the new internet homies, you know, all the fight fans. Because if you're a fight fan, you're okay by us, you know? So with that being said, folks, we'll leave some meat on the bones when we do our predictions video, no matter how wrecked we may or may not be in Vegas. And man, oh man, do I hope you guys and gals tune in for that, because I know it's going to be a fun ride. Either way, we appreciate you tuning in tonight. We appreciate you doing everything that you do for the show and for yourselves. And if you do nothing we've asked you to do, if you're not going to Vegas, if you are going to Vegas, no matter what, all that we really ask that you do every episode, I'm going to ask you again, folks. Keep on going and keep on growing. And we'll see you next time. Let's go.
You've been listening to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. As you may have been able to tell, we dig the MMA, and our passion is to dive deep into the upcoming fights, give you our expert breakdowns, and help you make sense of all the chaos that is the fight game. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, make sure to find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at MMAnomaly. Be cool, and we'll see you next time.